He's one of the most recognized leaders in plastic surgery, from acclaimed research on cosmetic fillers and a fellowship with the American Academy of Dermatology. Dr. Busso specializes in dark circles, Botox, and his world-renowned Busso Lift, developing some of the largest cosmetic practices in Miami and now Beverly Hills. Dr. Mariano Busso joins us in studio. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure.
It is such a pleasure, and I have enjoyed just learning from you, truly the expert, on everything that I think is kind of now a main topic. Every time I go out, I don't know if it's my age or the time that we're in our lives, but it's really become something that people aren't afraid to talk about. Whether it's what are you doing, how are you doing it, who are you going to? Have you noticed that it's something that people openly talk about?
Absolutely. I remember back in the 90s, people would hide. If someone would do Botox, would deny it. Maybe the person could not move one drop of the eyebrows. I would say, no, I never had Botox. Today, it's accepted. And I think that we know that after a certain age, if people look really good, it's because they've done something. Now we have extremely safe products, extremely safe techniques, great outcomes. People are very knowledgeable about all these procedures, so they have a lot of experience. So you see a lot of people that receive them happy, and they bring their friends because they're all happy with it.
It is scary for me to think to put my kid under even for getting their tonsils out. And I just heard a story about somebody that did like a mini facelift when they were under for 6 hours. And I love the thought that you are getting the same effect with the Busso lift, and non-invasive. You don't have to go under like that. I mean, is that part of the reason that you invented this?
Right, part of frustration because the concept of lifting structures is old. It's just that technology was not available. Mm-hmm. We all know that the face changes over time, which we call aging, which means we lose fat, and gravity pulls down a structure, so brings the cheeks down, jaws down, and so that's what we call aging. So we needed one more tool, which was something that was not surgical, mm-hmm. that could reposition the fat, cheeks or jowls, that descended through time, through gravity. And now that we have that, and that was the Busso lift. So I studied and experimented with threads until eventually I was able to reposition fat on the face to whatever location was adequate. And so it's a very powerful tool, extremely powerful tool.
And that is something that you want, especially in the entertainment industry, now that you're in Beverly Hills. You know, what do you think about your clientele here, even just versus Miami?
Well, in order to serve my celebrity clientele better, then I opened my practice in Beverly Hills, because one of the issues about celebrities, they cannot do too much at once, mm-hmm. because they cannot change too much, and they cannot afford the side effects or the downtime. And so for that, I needed to be here in Beverly Hills.
I love that we have access to you. So, you know, it can be a little intimidating to go into a Beverly Hills office and, you know, see somebody of your caliber, but I love that when you make an appointment, we do get to come see you.
Well, absolutely. It's the boutique office in terms of I want to provide the service. I like the human interaction. So it's part of what I enjoy doing. And it's part of the procedure, because you had to build up a relationship which is based on trust. And you had to understand the person, the circumstances, to properly tailor the treatment to that person, to those person's circumstances. So that I had to be there present. Plus, I enjoy it.
I know. Well, we love having you here, so please come back.
Thank you. I will.
And that was Dr. Busso with us here in studio. You can always check out more of our segments online.